Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, now at first I was mostly confused, asking questions, a little bit frightened, and of course quite angry. But now, I'm just pissed. Legitimately red in the face, pissed off. The latest update to the attempted assassination of President Donald J. Trump at his Pennsylvania rally is by far the most shocking update we've received as of yet. The latest report indicates that the perpetrator who was perched up on top of that roof had supposedly been identified before the first shot was fired. You heard that right? 26 minutes. Nearly 30 minutes, that guy was up on that roof, supposedly fidgeting around, also apparently being caught using a rangefinder, figuring out his distance. Allegedly, according to reporting, Secret Service and the local police department had 26 minutes to do something, and they did nothing. It's absolutely unbelievable. Crazy enough, it's not even the worst part. The worst part is actually the federal government's response. We're gonna get into that. The level of entitlement is frankly shocking. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so let's first start off with the breaking news. Sniper team was inside the building where Trump shooter Thomas Matthew Crooks opened fire from the roof, and cops spotted him 26 minutes before the assassination attempt. Cops on the scene noticed Crooks, 20, clambering into place in plain sight just 130 yards away from the rally stage and took 2 photos of him because he was acting highly suspicious. Meanwhile, a counter-sniper team was inside the building that was being used as a watch post during the event when Crooks pulled the trigger. It's not clear if he had the AR-style rifle on him when he was first seen scaling the AGR International Inc. factory, or if he stayed on the roof for the whole time. Unfrickin' believable. I know I keep saying the same word, I'm like a broken record at this point, but it is truly unbelievable. You had a bunch of Secret Service agents inside the building? My mind is blown, especially when we put it into proper visual context. Folks, what you see on screen right now, that roof, the end of the field ahead of Donald Trump, that's where the sniper was located. On that building right over there. It's the most obvious high priority threat, and you mean to tell me there was someone on that roof for 26 minutes? And all the Secret Service agents were eating donuts inside the building. My brain is exploding. I actually don't understand this. There's no way that you could explain this. And if the explanation is incompetence, well then why haven't we seen mass resignations? You know, usually when you see a failure to this degree, those in charge, the buck stops with them, you'd expect them to resign from their post. But of course, in this case, that's not what's happening at all. Here's Kim Cheadle's response when she was asked,
"What was your reaction when you saw the events unfold on Saturday?"
Shock, and then concern, obviously, for the former president. This is an event that should have never happened.
Who is most responsible for this happening?
What I would say is that the Secret Service is responsible for the protection of the former president.
So the buck stops with you?
The buck stops with me. I am the director of the Secret Service. It was unacceptable, and it's something that shouldn't happen again.
The president and Homeland Security Secretary said today they had 100% confidence in you, but there are some members of Congress calling on you to resign.
I appreciate the Secretary's comments, and we're going to continue to be transparent and communicate with people.
You plan to stay on, absolutely.
I do plan to stay on.
she's staying on. I actually can't believe it. It's a level of entitlement never seen before. And honestly, if she doesn't resign herself, how has she not been fired yet? But you know what? Okay, let's give Kim Cheadle the benefit of the doubt. Let's give her some time to explain herself. Well, no, that doesn't work either. The explanations, again, defaulting to that same word, totally unbelievable. Secret Service director gives bizarre reason why an agent wasn't on the roof where gunman Thomas Matthew Crooks opened fire on Trump as she rejects calls to resign. Here's her excuse. You ready for this? Are you ready for the brain rot? That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. That's the excuse. There was no Secret Service on top of that roof, on top of the one most clear threat that was identified as a high priority threat, because the roof is sloped. Honestly, these are the moments where I wish I wasn't anonymous. I wish you guys could see my face right now. This is authentic emotion. I'm in complete shock. I can't even comprehend the level of stupidity. We're talking about Secret Service agents here. These are supposed to be the most badass people on the planet. These are on the guys who are on the deep far right side of the bell curve, and they were told not to cover that roof because it's sloped. And by the way, sloped at an extremely low degree. And again, does not make sense because the police officers behind Donald Trump, who were the counter snipers supposedly protecting him, well, guess what? They were at the top of a sloped roof. By the way, a roof that was sloped at a higher angle. Honestly, I'm mind blown. And even if that's the case, okay, you don't want to go on the roof, at least protect and block access to the roof. Instead, you had your Secret Service agents chilling and lounging around inside the factory for 26 minutes after somebody was spotted on that roof, acting suspiciously. We have video of Matthew Crooks just up there for long periods of time, setting his gear up, pulling out a rangefinder.
Look, there he is right there. Right there, see him?
He's laying down. See him? Yeah, he's laying down.
Instead, I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a Senate.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House because of
And Secret Service was literally in the building right below him. How does that happen? How was Trump not pulled off the stage? How was he allowed to stay there? How was that roof not covered? And most importantly, how has Kim Cheadle not resigned? It is the most unbelievable thing. The Secret Service agent couldn't stand on a sloped roof. Okay, well, explain this photo. That's a Secret Service agent at the White House on a more aggressively sloped roof than the one at the Trump rally. These explanations aren't cutting it. In fact, they're making it worse. And really quick, I want to show you guys the full quote here. Here's what U.S. Secret Service Director Kim Cheadle actually said. That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. She's talking about Secret Service agents as if they're 5-year-olds. And so, the decision was made to secure the building from the inside. What transpired instead was a security nightmare. Thomas Crooks was able to scale the building and secure his own position, while local law enforcement struggled to locate him, even amid pressing warnings from members of the Trump crowd. And just wait till I read this one. Quote, "But there wasn't sufficient time to act on the tips," she explained. Kim Cheadle says there wasn't time to act on the tips, but they had 26 minutes. 26 minutes to get Trump off that stage. And then after that, in the actual moment when the perpetrator was ready in firing position, we counted 2 minutes and 3 seconds of people yelling, "There's a guy on the roof, police, police, there's a guy on the roof." And again, nothing was done. If they had 30 seconds, they had enough time. That should be the standard for Secret Service. One little hint. The fact that there's a suspicious person on a roof in general, the president should have never been brought on the stage. The fact that they spotted him with a rangefinder on the roof, the president should not have been on the stage. The fact that they had counter snipers on the roof behind Trump who locked their sights on him, again, the moment he was spotted, Donald Trump should have been taken off that stage. It's simply unbelievable, especially the way things have transpired. All the threats, veiled threats, explicit threats, Joe Biden saying last week we need to put Trump in the bullseye, the list goes on. All of that being said, the clear heightened security risk around this man, and this was the work they produced. Diverting those security resources away from the Trump campaign when he is obviously the man most at risk, it's inexcusable. Having Trump surrounded by Secret Service agents who are half his height, clearly not trained, desk jockeys that just got sent on the field, it's simply unacceptable. Having seen the sniper and not acted for all that time, not only unacceptable, but inexplainable. And the same thing with U.S. Secret Service agents securing the inside of the building instead of the top because the roof was slightly sloped. Unbelievable, inexplainable. At this point, heading into the conclusion, I'm out of words. I don't even know what to say anymore. You guys are smart enough to make your own opinions. I've laid out all the facts there. Form your own opinions. Holy frickin' crap.